it's not really morning, but that's my opening say. No matter what time of day I start this, I got to say, good morning. Like Christy, or like Birdie says, hello, my friends. We each got our own little tagline. But we do have 2 birthdays today. The first birthday is Kathleen Johnson. So Kathleen, you get a song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kathleen. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. And also, it's Lynn Shore's birthday. So Lynn Shore gets a birthday too. Well, she gets a birthday song. Of course she gets a birthday. Everybody gets a birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lynn Shore. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Okay, I know I'm looking a bit verklempt. I don't know what the word is. I'm just looking a little, I don't know, out of it. I went to my dinner last night with my sisters and my brother and Molly, and we had a great time. We just had a really great time. The picture at the end of the video from yesterday, we forgot to take the picture in the restaurant. We were out in the parking lot, and it was dark. They hardly had any street lights or parking lights out in the parking lot. So Mary turned her headlights on in her car. So that's why there was such a glare in my glasses. But my teeth just bother me so much, and you know, I smile too much, I think, and so then my teeth just show. And as long as they're mine, I guess that's all that really matters. So, but anyway, so I got home and showed Jim my prizes, my gifts, and all that good stuff. And then I went and was watching some YouTube videos, and then before I knew it, it was like 10 after 2, and I thought, oh my gosh, I got to get to bed. So I got in the bed, and I tossed and I turned and I turned and I tossed, and I just couldn't get back to sleep. I just couldn't get to sleep at all. So I thought, you know, this is ridiculous. Just, you know, get up and go watch TV. So I went, and there was nothing on TV. I'd already watched all my videos, so there was nothing else to watch on my videos. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to try a new editor and do a new video editing. And so that's my life with my family and friends. I did that like at 4 o'clock in the morning last night, and I was just so proud of it. I was just, not to brag, but I thought I did pretty good at that. So I posted that like at 5 in the morning, and I went to bed like at 5:30, and I got up at 8 o'clock for the day. I was wide awake at 8 o'clock. So I've got my stuff ready for our cup. So I got you know, record on your phone, that's what happens. I got my stuff all set for tomorrow for our dinner. I got everything all planned and prepared that I could do ahead of time. I've made my fudge, because I make fudge every year, so I've got the fudge. And I don't have to go anywhere. Well, I do have to go to the post office, but I'm going to do that a little bit later on, because I'm going to send my sister-in-law some fudge. And I wanted to get a little harder before I start cutting it so I can put it in her package. So I'll probably go to the post office like 4 or 5 o'clock. But anyway, I was trying to think of a story. Oh, I thought of a Christmas story. My father was an usher at church, and he always thought he could squeeze one more person into the pew, no matter what it was. And at Christmas time was when everybody made a point of going to Mass. Christmas and Easter, everybody makes a point of going to Mass. And so my father would always like squeeze one more person into that aisle. And if there wasn't enough room, he'd make one of us get up so somebody could sit down. So I didn't, you know, like that was like a Christmas, I think, oh, we're going to go to church. Are we really going to get to sit in the church? Because we didn't know for sure that was going to happen. But it reminded me of a story that my Uncle Bob used to tell, because my dad was an usher, and when he would go and pass the basket, I don't know how it is at all the other churches. Some churches give you the little basket and you pass it along. At our church, they have like a long stick on it, like a broom, and then you just bring it up the thing. And so when he would go and put the thing down the aisles for people, if it was somebody of his friends and he didn't think that they put enough money in the envelope, he'd just sit there with the thing and he'd rattle the basket, like drawing attention to the fact you weren't putting anything in the offering box. But that was my dad. It was just the way he did. My dad was very generous, so even though we didn't have a lot of money, I'm sure he gave the church a lot of money, because he tithed, and so we always made sure that, you know, that was going to happen. But I am kind of running out of stories here. I mean, I got to come up with 7 more stories. It's getting a little difficult, because I've told so many of the stories before, and I hate to repeat them, but all right. I've told this story before too. I think I keep bringing these up with my persistentness, being so persistent, so that I can remind myself, because, let's face it, I've gone off the rails. I really have gone off the rails. And it's not like I've deliberately gone off the rails. It's just like, it's the time of year. I'm just going off the rails. And I'm just so dedicating myself come 1st of January. Well, not even the 1st of January. It's going to be the 28th of December is when I'm going to rededicate myself to my program, because it'll be my 3-year anniversary. But I keep thinking of these stories where I was so persistent that it paid off in the long run. So that's what I need to do, is be persistent. And so I think that's why I keep coming up with these reminders for myself that this is what I need to do. But I had bought a pair of Rockport walking shoes. Once again, I apologize because I have told this story before. And they cost $100. I remember they were $100. And back then, shoes didn't cost $100. I mean, they probably were like $50, $60. But this was a really good walking pair of shoes. And so I just bought the shoes. I never tried them on because I have like weird feet and I don't like trying shoes on. It's a whole nother thing. I have a foot fetish. I just don't like feet. It's like, I don't like feet at all. But so I have to be good, because if I die and go to hell, my hell would be being a podiatrist or a foot massager or something. Because whenever we watch a movie or something and the person gets on the couch and then the husband or the wife starts, like massaging the people's feet, I want to, I just can't. And Jim will make a point if I'm not watching something, like if I'm in the other room watching something, he'll call me because he wants to show me something, and then he'll pause the show and then he'll put it on, just to nudge at me, because I don't like. So I don't like feet. So I know that and I have a very large foot. I take a size 10 to 10 and a half shoe, which is very hard to find. A lot of times I just go in the men's department and buy a pair of men's shoes and then bring them home, try them on, bring them back. Anyway, long story, I know. But I bought these shoes, I brought them home, I put them on, I was walking around in the carpeting of my house, and it felt like there was a nail in the shoe. And so then when I took the shoe off and I looked, and like right on the ball of my foot, I'm not going to show you my feet, but the ball of the foot, there was like a nail of the shoe was coming and it was going like into my foot. So I had a receipt, so I brought it back to the store, and they did have a sign behind them, no refunds. But so I told the lady, I said, I know that there's no refunds, I don't want a refund, but the shoe is defective. I showed her the nail that was in the shoe. I showed her the bottom of the shoe to show her that I never wore the shoe outside, that like it was, but it wouldn't really matter. You're going to have to send the shoe back to, because it's defective anyhow. But she says, I'm sorry, ma'am, but we don't do refunds. And I said, I don't want a refund. I just want an exchange, just another pair of shoes, blah, blah, blah. And she said, no, you can't. And I just really it was just a small little store in the mall. So, she called the management came over, and they said, no, we're not going to give it to you. You can complain all you want. We have the signs up. We're legally, we don't have to. I don't know about other states, but in Michigan, it's not a law that you have to take things back, even if you have a receipt. That's just a courtesy that retailers give you because they want you to come back. They don't want to get a bad reputation. So I said, well, I want the shoes. And she says, well, you're not going to get the shoes. So I was so mad. So I went outside the store, and when people would go to walk in the store, I would stop them from coming in. And I would show them the shoe, and I explained the whole thing with the shoe. And a lot of them walked away. They didn't go in. So then she comes out and she says, you can't stand here and distract my customers from coming in. And I says, I'm just showing them what kind of product you're selling. And so they called mall security. So mall security came, and they told me I had to leave. And I said, well, all I want is another pair of shoes. Even one shoe. They could just give me one shoe and then send the other shoe back. And I showed them that. I'm sorry, but they're fully within their rights. We can't do anything about that. I'm sorry. You're going to have to go. And so I said, no. And he says, well, you're going to have to go. So then he took me by my arm, not mean or nothing like that. And he says, let's go. And he started walking me away. So I walked with him for a little bit. And he says, I know what you're saying. He says, but they do have the sign. They have the policy. There's nothing I can do about it. And I says, I understand. So I pretended like I was walking away. I didn't walk away. I walked back. And then I made a point of telling people, don't go in the store. Don't go in the store. So they called mall security again. And he escorted me this time to the mall door and made me leave the mall completely. And he was standing by the door, so I couldn't get back in. Well, you know, that's not the only entrance into a mall. So I walked all the way around the back of the mall and came in while he was standing at the door waiting for me to figure out if I was coming back in. I came back and started complaining again. And so finally the mall manager came and said, well, you know, what's the problem? And I said, I just want another pair of shoes. I paid $100 for these shoes. I don't have a lot of money. I can't wear this shoe. There's no way I can pull the nail out without ruining the shoe. I've tried everything. And so she said, well, let me go in and talk to the manager. So she went and talked to the manager. The manager come out, and it was decided that they would give me another pair of shoes if I promised never to come back to their store. I go, you don't have a problem with that. I have no intentions of ever coming back to this store. So I got him another pair of shoes. Once again, persistence. I was persistent, and it paid off. That's what I'm going to do come December 28th. Persistent, persistent, persistent. So anyway, I'm going to share a Christmas memory with Molly because I got it from her last night. One of her Christmas memories. I still got to get one from Jim. Probably try to get one from him today. I'm going to see Birdie tomorrow. I'll get a Christmas memory from Birdie, so that's 2. Maybe one day this weekend we'll go over to see Danny's tree because it's going to be coming down on Christmas Day. Because I didn't get Sebastian's memory yet, so I got to get one for. So that's 3. So that brings me up to the 21st. So then I got to get 22nd, 23rd, 24th. Got to get at least 3 more family members, but I can't think of 3 people that I've missed. But I'll find somebody. So anyway, here's Molly. Okay, we're going to share a memory with Molly. We're at our sibling dinner, and we let Molly come this month.
I'm honored.
Yes. So she's going to tell a Christmas story.
My best Christmas memory is waking up Christmas morning, and my mom would make cupcakes, and the 4 of us kids had to line up, have a cupcake with a candle in it, and walk to the mantle to the baby Jesus statue and sing happy birthday to baby Jesus before we could open any of our gifts. But the more I was thinking about it, I don't ever remember that we got to eat the cupcakes, so I don't know what happened to the cupcakes.
Maybe they weren't real.
But maybe baby Jesus got to eat the cupcakes. I don't know, but I don't ever remember eating any of the cupcakes.
Well, I have to hurry up and get this video up because last night my son Jimmy called me to give me, I won't say the word, because he usually watches my videos just before he goes to bed, and he gets up very early to go to work. Well, actually he gets up early to go to the gym. See, I've had a good influence on some members of my family, but he gets up early to go to the gym, and then he goes to work. So he goes to bed very early, and he was complaining that my video wasn't up. So he can't complain tonight because I did my family video. So that's up. My video from yesterday's up, and I had a tag video too. So he's had 3 videos. So he probably won't see this again till tomorrow. But Jimmy, I'm trying to get this up early for you. I wanted to leave a link down below because Robbie over at Frekifitwolf and Tracy over Trials of a Longhaired Girl did the tag. And so go over to their link and let them know I sent you over, and check out what their 10 life-changing things are for them. And also Tanny, T-A-N-I, Ellis, had recommended that I go over and check out a channel called Sisters and Stitches. The 2 girls are sisters, obviously, and their names are Cindy and Debbie. And I think she said, let me check to see, I'm going to make sure. Cindy's trying to lose weight, but they're mostly about boxing and gift ideas and things like that. I did watch a couple videos today. I found them very interesting, and I did subscribe. So check them out and see if it might interest you. They're trying to reach 3,000 subscribers by January 1st, so they're on a mission. So, but that's going to do it for tonight. Jim and I are going to watch the finale of Survivor. I don't really have a favorite. I wanted Elaine to win, but she got voted off the island last week, so that kind of eliminated her. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else. You know, really at this point, I really don't care. Isn't it sad? But like I don't really know too many of their names because the ones I like, I remember their names. But the older lady, Janet, I think her name is. I think she'd be my first choice. Yeah, I think I'd like to see her win. She's not going to win, but I'd like to see her win. I think who's going to win is going to be, I got to think of who's left. It'll serve them right if the wacko wins. I can't remember what her name is. Nora. Nora's got a pretty good shot at winning, but she doesn't deserve to win, but she's got a pretty good shot. And the redheaded guy, he's got another good shot. I think his name is Tommy. But anyway, obviously, once my favorites are gone, I lose a little bit of interest. But if Janet wins, that would be good. Not going to happen, but it'll be nice. So, okay, that'll be it for tonight. I'll see you guys in the morning.